Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I focus my aligned actions on what I value. So basically, make sure that you take some action today in ways that honor what you value in your life and in the world. How is your 999 energy? Did you shift some paradigms? I hope we all shifted some paradigms in this energy. Now I have to say that as of this recording, we're still building into some of the head buddy energies from Tuesday. We still haven't had or reached the peak of the moon Jupiter square or the moon Mars opposition. So if you're watching this, there's still some aggro energy coming up, coming through to be aware of. Again, this might be within yourself. This might be also with others. So watch for that and watch where you are getting yourself thrown out of your peace, out of your balance by considering others, but not always considering aligning with peace and harmony within yourself. So for Wednesday, we actually have a very quiet early part of the day, and we're going to have void moon energy. And so again, it might be a little droopier, a little quieter, a little bit more introverted, a little bit more exploring your inner terrain. We then have the moon moving into Taurus at basically 1 p.m. Pacific time. So up until then, we have nothing. And you'll probably, I really like to study, watch people's droopy times. It's an interesting way to put it. But a lot of people, I would say 2 to 4 hours before the moon shift signs, a lot of times people just be like, I'm just so tired, kind of almost out of nowhere. And so watch for that today, a few hours before that lunar shift. And then once it shifts, people start coming to life. It's almost like flowers. You take a little nap and then you're like, oh, the sun's out. Here I am blooming again. Moon in Taurus does help us align with values, align with, hopefully, our personal worth. That being said, the first and only connection that the moon in Taurus is making today is with Pluto, a square with Pluto, 3:43 p.m. So we may find things necessarily not going our way. We may find issues around our personal worth come up. We may see things happening in the world that sinks our battleship, so to speak. So watch for that energy. You also might find that you feel a little bit more sensitive. And again, some aggro energies could spike up a little bit during that time. Now remember, Pluto, it doesn't mean that you have to go down, right? But a lot of times before we can hit the empowerment that Pluto would like to bring to us, we do have moments of right? Where we, sink in our energy a little bit, where we discover how we feel puny. So watch and see how you are being called to empower the moment for yourself in this energy. I'm gonna leave that there. So it's really a quiet kind of a day overall. I will say that as I look at this chart, Mars is hanging out at 22 degrees, that master degree in Libra. So really taking that aligned action and staying close to what it feels like is peaceful within yourself. This doesn't mean start throwing firecrackers out there because it makes you feel more peaceful. If you're doing that, you're not really at peace within yourself. So watch for that. But do try to consider yourself and consider making decisions from a grounded, centered place. Maturity. That being said, it's really interesting because I do have the isolation and the aloneness cards today. And so I feel like we are going to be having some interactions today. You may want to kind of hibernate, hide away. Double earth energy can feel a little heavy at times, the Virgo Taurus energies. But universe is like, choose maturity. So again, no throwing firecrackers if you're not feeling peaceful within, or if you think that throwing firecrackers at others makes you feel peaceful. We also have the letting go card show up. So again, there might be some emotional energies. I'm really feeling like this Pisces eclipse that we just had. This is what it feels like. It feels like we're moving through energies. It feels like moving down a river, and we're moving kind of rapidly even, but it doesn't necessarily look or feel like it. It just feels like it's just kind of like merrily, 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 life is but a dream, but things are happening. So just saying, that's what it feels like the energetics of this eclipse feels like. So we also have the Innocence card, and I love this card because this card reminds me always that when you're ready, the teacher appears. And it's because everything is the teacher, and it's just about being ready to see through the eyes. Like everything holds a lesson for you. Everything holds insight for you. Everything has potential to illuminate your experience. And I think that's, again, part of the maturity. So, you know, it feels like it's going to be one of those days, a little bit interactive. It may not necessarily have the easiest interactions, but there's lessons in it. So don't go hermit yourself. Speaking of all of this, I pulled the Surrender card. Sacrifice, surrender. It's passion flower, by the way. Sacrifice, surrender, choosing growth, trusting discernment, and rituals of letting go. There's that letting go card. And it says passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of the ego. It doesn't like that very much. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. The all-seeing double-headed owl symbolizes the great understanding perceived from both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows the goddess passion flower, there's the double owl right there, with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Owl is symbolic of discernment and able to light up what's needed to be seen. Passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned with your spiritual path. Align with your values today. That is like the highest spiritual path, to really truly align with your values. It's not easy to do in this world always. Are there certain decisions or actions you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your direction? Honor your intuition. It's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. Discernment is key to experience greater truth and opportunities. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Shorter scope. Woo! Reach out if you would like a reading or clearing, some support to move through these energies. And besides all this, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust your process. Namaste.